Hi children, this is your political science class. We are discussing the third chapter, why do we need a parliament. So we are already discussed the Indian parliament is consist of Lok Sabha and Rajya Sabha, and 543 members in Lok Sabha, and there is also 233 members in Rajya Sabha, and 12 were nominated by the president. So today we are discussing the role of the parliament. What is the role of the parliament? So in page number 34 you can see the pictures of parliament. The parliament another India and Rajya Sabha, councils of state. Second one is Rajya Sabha and the third one is Lok Sabha. You can see the descriptions there in the below the pictures. So what is the role of the parliament? As you all know, it was created after 1947, after independence. The Indian Parliament is an expression of the faith that the people of India have in principle of democracy. These are participation by people in the decision making process and the government by consent. How the people participating in the process of making government? They electing their representatives. Our country is divided. We are also discussed in our earlier class that our country is divided into numerous constituencies, and also we see the maps in page number 41. Each of these constituencies elects one person to the parliament. The candidates who contest election usually belong to different political parties. Political parties in different political parties in the representatives in they are stand for election, and the people voting, and one of them was elected from each constituencies to the parliament. Once elected, these candidates became members of parliament or MPs. These MPs together make a parliament. Once elections to the parliament have taken place, the parliament needs to perform the following functions. Any election occurred, so one political party got a majority seat, so they make a government. After that, what is the role of the parliament? We are discussing today what is the role of the parliament. So these elections were, the MPs were electing for 5 years. What's the tenure? 5 years. 5 കൊല്ലത്തേക്കാണ് ഒരു MP യെ നമ്മൾ elect ചെയ്യുന്നത്. You can see the May 2019 results of 17th Lok Sabha elections in page number 35, and in 36 there is results of 15th Lok Sabha election May 2009. What is the difference? Please look at this one. So here name of the political parties are listed there. How many MPs they got is listed here. So in 2019 elections, the Bharatiya Janata Party or BJP got 303 seats in Lok Sabha. Etra seat kitti? 303 seat kitti. 303 seats. How many seats required to form a government? 272 or more. So they got enough more to make a government. അല്ലേ, അവർക്ക് ഏറ്റവും ശക്തമായൊരു ഗവൺമെൻറ് ഒരു ഉണ്ടാക്കാനുള്ള സീറ്റ് അവർക്ക് കിട്ടി. They got 303 seats. So they formed the government. So BJP or the Bharatiya Janata Party is ruling us. So first role of the government or the MPs is to select the national government. Parliament of India consists of President, the Rajya Sabha and the Lok Sabha. After the Lok Sabha elections, a list is prepared showing how many MPs belong to each political party. So after the elections, this type of a list will be published to show how many seats were they got, or each political party got. So after publishing this list, for the political party to form the government, they must have majority of elected MPs. Since there are 543 elected plus 2 Anglo-Indians nominated members in Lok Sabha, to have a majority, a party should have at least half of the number, 272 members or more. The opposition is in Parliament is formed by all the political parties that oppose the majority party. So there will be a opposite party. ആരായിരിക്കും opposite party? Opposite ചെയ്യുന്നത് ആരായിരിക്കും? All the other parties who are opposed to this majority party. Majority partyൻ്റെ അല്ലാത്തുള്ള ബാക്കി എല്ലാവരും എന്താണ്? Opposite party ആയിരിക്കും. The largest among these parties is called the opposition party. ഇനി അവരിൽ largest ആരാണോ അവരെയാണ് എന്ത് പറയുന്നത്? Opposition party. Majority കിട്ടിയവർ, majority സീറ്റ് കിട്ടിയവർ എന്താക്കും? They form the government. And അവരുടെക്കാട്ട് കുറവ് സീറ്റ് കിട്ടിയവർ they make the opposition. One of the most important functions of the Lok Sabha is to elect executives. The executives, as you read in chapter 1, we have discussed about what is executives. It's a group of persons who work together to implement the law made by the Parliament. The Prime Minister of India is the leader of the ruling party in the Lok Sabha. അപ്പം ലോകസഭയിലെ ലീഡർ ആരാണ്? The Prime Minister of India. From the MPs who belonging to her party, the Prime Minister elects ministers to work with her to implement decision. Once we elected the MPs, they make a Prime Minister, and after that the Prime Minister elect their MPs to become a ministers. These ministers then take charge of different areas of government functioning like health, education, finance, etc. അല്ലേ, നിങ്ങൾക്കറിയാം സ്റ്റേറ്റ് മിനിസ്റ്റേഴ്സ് ഉണ്ട്, സെൻട്രൽ മിനിസ്റ്റേഴ്സ് ഓഫ് ഹെൽത്ത്, എഡ്യൂക്കേഷൻ, finance, etc. Oftentimes in the recent past it has been difficult for a single political party to get the majority that is required to form a government. അപ്പോൾ എന്ത് ചെയ്യും? No political party is gain 272 seats in the election. ഒരു പൊളിറ്റിക്കൽ പാർട്ടിക്കും ഒരു കൃത്യമായിട്ടൊരു സീറ്റ് കിട്ടാതെ വരുമ്പോൾ എന്ത് സംഭവിക്കും? What they do? They then join together with different political parties who are interested in similar concerns to form what is known as coalition government. അപ്പം ഒരു ക്ലിയർ ആയിട്ട് ഒരു പൊളിറ്റിക്കൽ പാർട്ടിക്കും ഈ ലിസ്റ്റിൽ നിങ്ങൾക്ക് കാണാം, it is clear that the Bharatiya Janata Party got 303 seats in the elections. So it is clear that this is the majority party. But in this list in page number 36, there is no political party gain more than 200 seats. So what they do? They make a coalition government. How they join together? Different political parties join together and make a coalition government. So that's the two type of government there. So what is happening in Rajya Sabha? Rajya Sabha functions primarily as the representatives of states of India in the Parliament. The Rajya Sabha can also initiate a legislation, and a bill is required to pass through the Rajya Sabha in order to become a law. If a law is passed or a bill is passed in the Lok Sabha, it will be gone to Rajya Sabha. അത് രാജ്യസഭയിലേക്ക് പോകും. And Rajya Sabha wants also pass the bill to make a law. ഒരു ബില്ല് ഒരു നിയമമാകണമെങ്കിൽ ലോകസഭയിൽ നിന്നും പാസ്സാവണം, അതേപോലെ എവിടെ നിന്നും പാസ്സാവണം? രാജ്യസഭയിൽ നിന്നും പാസ്സാകണം. So the Rajya Sabha have its own role in the government. It therefore has an important role of reviewing and altering the law initiated by the Lok Sabha. എന്തെങ്കിലും alterations വരുത്തണമെങ്കിൽ, ഒരു ബില്ല് പാസ്സാക്കിയാൽ അതിന് എന്തെങ്കിലും ഓൾട്രേഷൻ വരുത്തണമെങ്കിലോ ഒരു റിവ്യൂ വേണമെങ്കിലോ എല്ലാം ചെയ്യാനുള്ള അധികാരം ആർക്കുണ്ട്? രാജ്യസഭയ്ക്കുണ്ട്. The members of Rajya Sabha are elected by the elected members of legislative assemblies of various states. ഈ ലെജിസ്ലേറ്റീവ് അസംബ്ലീസിലുള്ള അവരാണ് ആര് അയക്കുന്നത് രാജ്യസഭയിലേക്ക് മെമ്പേഴ്സ് ഉള്ളത്. There are 233 elected members plus 12 members nominated by the president. 12 members are nominated by the president. Next one was to control, guide and inform the government. So in parliament there is question hour. So the MPs who are elected to the Lok Sabha have a clear role to ask questions and to give answers. What is the functioning of the government? എങ്ങനെയാണ് ഇപ്പം ഓപ്പോസിറ്റ് സൈഡിലുള്ള MPs അവരോട് ക്വസ്റ്റ്യൻ ചോദിക്കുന്നു, എങ്ങനെ അത് ഫങ്ഷൻ ചെയ്യുന്നു എന്ന് പറഞ്ഞു കൊടുക്കേണ്ട ചുമതല ആർക്കാണുള്ളത്? ബാക്കിയുള്ള MPs, അതായത് റൂളിംഗ് ദ മിനിസ്റ്റേഴ്സ് ഹാവ് ദ they want to answer these questions. So the parliament while in sessions begin with the question hour. So there are in sections there is a question hour. Question hour എന്നൊരു സെഷൻ ഉണ്ട്. The question hour is an important mechanism through which MPs can elicit information about the working of the government. So the MPs can describe how the government is working through this question hour. This is a very important way through which the parliament controls the executive. By asking questions, the government also alert to its shortcomings. അതിൻ്റെ ഷോർട്ട്കമ്മിങ്സ് എന്തൊക്കെയാണ്, പിന്നെ എങ്ങനെ ഹൗ ദ ഗവൺമെൻറ് ഫങ്ഷൻ, ഇതെല്ലാം ഈ ക്വസ്റ്റ്യൻ അവറിലൂടെ അവർ പറഞ്ഞു തീർക്കുന്നു. സോ അനദർ വൺ വാസ് ദ ലോ മേക്കിംഗ്. അനദർ റോൾ ഓഫ് ദ പാർലമെൻറ്റ് ഈസ് ലോ മേക്കിംഗ്. So law making we can study in the third lesson. The third lesson through a fourth lesson we can study what is law making. So these are the three roles of Lok Sabha or the parliament: to select the national government, to control, guide and inform the government, and the law making. So this is for today's class. We can study next class. We can see in the next class.